Good afternoon, Justice Sawant. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us. As always, your words and your thoughts are extremely important on very, very important issues facing the country today. But because the burning issue and the discourses around the Elgar Parishad and the arrest, can we start by looking at how the entire question of the role of Sambhaji Bhide and Milind Dekpote has been sidelined, attempted to be sidelined by the police, apparently because of political pressure?
You see, what has happened is, they woke up for the first time after 5 months of the conference which was held. The object of the conference was to educate people about what they are doing to our constitution.
That's the Elgar Parishad.
That is Elgar Parishad. And give a slogan. Save the constitution and save the nation. That was the slogan which was planned to be given. We had held a similar conference at the same venue on 4th October 2015, giving the same slogan.
I believe that first conference of the Elgar Parishad had rattled the RSS deeply.
It appears so, because thereafter they held a public rally somewhere some distance away from the venue where we had held the conference. And they tried to cover their weaknesses. In the process, they exposed themselves more.
What was the point of their meeting? What did they say at that meeting?
It appears that they want to reply to what we had said in that conference. But they have not only not replied, but actually they have proved our charges about the organization, namely RSS, about the intentions of the present government, which is of course their political incarnation, and what they are going to do to the country. Now, whatever we have said in 2015 and what we said now on the 31st December 2017 have been proved by their own actions. And that is what we want the people to be alerted about. They have never made it a secret that they want to change the constitution. Not only that, but they want to bring in, instead of democracy, fascism.
Fascism.
Fascism. Instead of secularism, they want Manuwadi Hindu Rashtra. It's not only Hindu Rashtra, but Manuwadi Hindu Rashtra, though they always say Hindu Rashtra. And we had a taste of this Manuwadi Hindu Rashtra during the Peshwa regime in this country, which ended only in 1818. Actually, it started from 1708, or 7 rather, to be exact, up to 1818. So more than 110 years of their regime, and we had seen the cruelest possible regime in the world, I would say.
In the world.
In the world. As a result of which, those who were exploited and brutally treated, when they fought along with the British against the Peshwa, 500 or 600 of them routed the Peshwa, I would say because it was a army which consisted of mostly the non-Brahmins. So on both sides, on the one side, those who were fighting with British, they were non-Brahmins, on the other side also non-Brahmins. But that was an army of more than 20,000, I am told, and only 500 people routed. And to commemorate that victory,
200 years
about 200 years, and that was the 200th anniversary
this year.
on 1st January 2018. They raise a victory column, and every year they have been
Doing this.
going in procession to pay homage. So this year, of course, it was the 200th anniversary. There was more enthusiasm. More people had come.
And it was well planned and announced well in advance.
Absolutely well in advance. And more people from different states also had come and gathered. And they are gathered on 31st December evening. And we had planned our conference just on that evening only. And of course we had nothing to do with the march, procession to Koregaon. But as in 2015 we had also planned. But we took advantage of the fact that there will be a large number of people
Going through.
who needed education on the past history and what is happening at the present times and what the intention of the present government is to educate them. And there were many speakers who addressed the meeting. And next day, there was a march, but we had nothing to do with it. Our gathering was all altogether different for them. And we told the people that the present regime is not a regime of any political party. It is a political calamity, because they want to change our identity, the identity of the country. The ideals of our constitution are in one direction, whereas the present regime wants to take the country in completely opposite direction. And this is a menace, which in any case must be prevented. And that was the resolve which was taken at the end of the conference.
In a
By
pledge.
all people were gathered there, that we will not rest till we overthrow this government. Of course, by constitutional means. That's like, just as their manifesto always says, we will overthrow the constitution.
Shameless. Yeah.
So, but today, after 5 months thereafter, they are trying to construe the word overthrow by saying that this overthrowing is by violence. Now that they know that there is a lot of discontent against the regime and they have failed on all fronts, they are trying to find out scapegoats. The first scapegoat is, of course, the people some of whom were associated with us. And they said that these people, they are either Naxalites or associated with Naxalites and so on and so forth. So they started arrests from that day. And the latest arrests were on the
28th.
28th of August. So I believe that they are getting panicky. They see enemy everywhere. Just as Kamsa saw Lord Krishna everywhere, so they see their enemy in the political opponents, their critics, journalists, lawyers, and so on and so forth. And now they have found out the new word for their enemy, Naxalite. That is all. So this is how the regime is now, for the last 4 years, of course, they are conducting themselves and they have made their intentions very clear. People have to learn from what they have done in the past. They have given a concrete evidence now. This no longer remains in the regime of words. We see the deeds. And at present, an atmosphere of insecurity and fear is created all around. But if this regime thinks that they can repress the opponents, I think they are living in illusion. They have not learned anything from the past history, not only of this country, but of the world at large. For some time, they may succeed because they believe that with the pots of money which they have, and with organizations like Vishwa Hindu Parishad, which today I am told is the richest organization in the world. In the world. They will be in a position again to buy the seats and be in majority to continue their regime at least for 5 years more. It is for the people now to teach a lesson to them. Of course, we know with the poverty at large in our country, many of the voters may fall a victim to their bet of money. I understand the going rate per voter is between rupees 2,000 to 5,000.
That's a very serious thing, sir.
And just as we have seen in Karnataka elections, I am told that they spent about rupees 15,000 crores. That is what is reported. I mean, may be correct, may not be correct. And the going rate for the MLAs for horse trading was between 100 crores to rupees 200. So this gives us a slight insight into their financial capacity. And since the Prime Minister and his right hand, who is also the president of the ruling party, have a commercial outlook, even while running the political regime, it appears that their intention to purchase anything with money may extend to, it has already in the past extended to winning the seats with the help of money.
But there's been a long, like Karnataka also, when the opposition does come together.
Yes, the only answer is that the entire opposition who abide by the constitution and who don't want any change in the constitution should come together at this hour. And there should be only one point program for the president, namely overthrow this government in any case in the coming elections.
So you mentioned this desire to divert the entire episode away from Elgar Parishad and the Bhima Koregaon incident. You gave us a very good history of the Bhima Koregaon commemoration. But even the Pune police's first FIR was actually about the role of Sambhaji Bhide and Milind Ekpote in terms of the actions they took against the Dalits who were gathering for their own commemoration. And yet no action has been taken against them for their criminal actions for months. And we know the allegiances that these two gentlemen have. What would you like to say about that?
You see, there is nothing surprising in what the government is doing. They are protecting the so-called Hindutva element. Whatever the number of crimes that they may commit, or whatever the nature of the crime that the Hindutva commits, they will never be booked. And even if they are booked, under pressure of the popular, I would say popular opinion, the investigation against them will be kept so loose that ultimately they will be acquitted by the court. So I have today no faith even in the police investigation. And I don't blame them because they are working under the pressure of the government. It is bread and butter for them which matters more than what we say. But this is what is happening. We have come to a situation where exactly what was happening during the Hitler's regime in Germany.
So you've used the word fascism. That's a very serious charge. Why would you call it a fascist regime?
So fascism, because fascism is designed as a dictatorship oriented in religious fundamentalism. And there is no doubt that this particular regime, the first priority is their Hindu Rashtra, which means Manuvadi Hindu Rashtra. And all that they are trying to do is to establish. And they see all minorities and also all poor in the country, the masses, as their enemies. Because they are banking upon the middle class, for whom they are trying to do everything. They are completely ignoring the peasants, the workers, the employees, and so on and so forth. And they want to satisfy the vocal section of the society, which has sustained them during the last election, which has been sustaining them for the last 4 years, and they hope to win with their votes.
Sir, there's been some media reports recently, for the last 3 months, about the Sanatan Sanstha and the role of the Sanatan Sanstha unearthed in the Gauri Lankesh killing first by the SIT in Karnataka. And then the Maharashtra ATS has also unearthed even things like bombs and grenades and some gelatin sticks, etc. This was just in the few weeks before the whole brouhaha about the recent arrest. Do you think there was any attempt to divert attention from this?
There is no doubt about it. They want to divert attention not only what the Hindutva elements have been doing for sabotaging peace in this country, but they want to divert attention also from their failures and from the grievances of the people.
Rising prices, farmers, workers.
Yes.
One more question I want to ask, since you talked about so eloquently in Marathi, is that recently you received a letter from the Prime Minister of the country addressed to you. Would you like to tell us about it?
Well, ते स्वच्छ भारत योजनेच्या बद्दल त्यांनी लिहिलेलं आहे. तर मला असं वाटतं की प्राईम मिनिस्टरने प्रथमतः स्वतःचं हृदय स्वच्छ करावं. ते केलं तर मग देशात आपोआप स्वच्छता निर्माण होईल.
Thank you, sir.